All right, Shalom Akim, giving our praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Peace, mercy, and grace be to the household of faith, the elect, beginning with the 144,000. All right, as well as the rest of the 1/3 men, women, and children of the elect. Shalom, and welcome back to another lesson. Today is December the 15th. This is also known as Bill of Rights Day. All right, today is Bill of Rights Day. Here in the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, all right, where there's gross darkness covering the people. You know, nobody knows this and nobody cares. But Bill of Rights, all right, for those that don't know, this deals with the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, which is important because these are your rights, right? So that should be an important thing that people should know. But I'm sure they probably got a video on TikTok of somebody, asking. Because I like those videos where guys be walking around asking random questions that people should know and they don't be knowing them. It just show you that we at the end, younger generation of people, even older people, they can't answer, basic things like how many stripes are on the U.S. flag, and not attacking if you don't know, but it's 13. What do they represent? The 13 colonies. So like simple stuff like that, man, which you should know about your, the place you live. You should know, basics that, they taught you in school. But again, we in that place where people don't care about any of these things. They just care about themselves and their folly. This is Jeremiah 49:31. Arise, get you up to the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, saith the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone. Yep, and Babylon is dwelling alone right now. It's being made isolated from the world, with the exception of its key, ally Israel. But this is that wealthy nation, the great whore, that rideth the beast, that all the nations, pump their products into, and the people here are just careless and oblivious to what's going on in the world. They don't even know their rights. So we're gonna talk about these rights and pretty much how we at the end and all these rights are being violated and about to be gone, real soon before the Lord destroys this place. So Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. All right, let's go ahead and go through it. The Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. Spells out Americans' rights in relation to their government, which initially, when these were actually written in the beginning, these were not rights for so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. These were rights for the Edomites, who were back then known as English settlers. Okay, so the Constitution never really applied to Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. It was never really your rights. That's why even when you look into the Dred Scott decision, he was suing. I think he was suing because he had some rights that he claimed were violated. The Supreme Court said you don't have any rights that we're bound to respect. All right, you so-called black, you're nothing. The Constitution doesn't protect you. So that was just a side note, but like it says it guarantees civil rights and liberties to the individual, like freedom of speech, press, and religion. All right, which these are important things to know. But again, most people ain't paying attention to these rights. And it's a quote that says, if you don't know your rights, you don't have any. And what people are going to find out real soon is they don't have any rights. All these securities and protections that people think they have, they're about to be made, people are about to find out real soon. And that's prophetic. Revelation 13:1, the beast from the earth, which this is talking about America. It says, and I beheld another beast coming about the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, and see, America had that lamb phase where, you got your political system. You can vote for your representatives, vote for your leaders, the justice system, due process. But, like Biden said, with him, it's going to be less politics, more science. And they about to have a whole new system in place where it ain't finna be no due process. Why do you think they getting all these AI judges and AI goddamn lawyers and all that shit ready for? Because they about to speak as a dragon on these people. On us too, shit. Not just them, but everybody. All right, so going back to these Bill of Rights. All right, we're just gonna go through a few, and we're gonna go through each one. But the First Amendment provides several rights protections to express ideas through speech in the press, all right, which that's under attack. You can't really express your ideas fully. You gotta, sugarcoat them. You can't say words that you used to be able to say and get away with these days. Or they'll shadow ban you. That's a hella country when I say it. They'll shadow ban you. They'll cancel you. They'll demonetize you. They pretty much cut you off, man. Soon they're gonna come lock you up for things you say. To assemble or gather with a group to protest, which that's about to be done away with, or for other reasons, and to ask government to fix problems. It also protects the right to religious beliefs and practices. And, in the NWO, you ain't gonna have the right to your own religious beliefs and practices. Keep in mind, these are the Edomites, these are the Greeks. What did they say in the time of Maccabees? We're gonna go to Second Maccabees, Second Maccabees in chapter 6. Okay, Second Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 1. Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of God. So he didn't want us to practice our religious ways, our customs, and he wanted us to follow after them and follow after their science of the day, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and in Gerizim of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire to dwell in the place. I'm gonna jump down to verse 4. Skip a verse. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, the other nations, the heathen, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. The altar also also filled with profane. Excuse me. The altar was also filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth. This the point. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. All right, so that was it was unlawful. It was an unrighteous decree. All right, pushed forth, saying you couldn't profess yourself to be a Jew. So that was an attack on your religious belief and practice back then. And, you got this right that's supposed to protect it now, but, these people don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about no paper, they can change that. That's why you got all these executive orders put in place now. They sharp. That sharp tongue that they use via the paper and the pen. Okay, so moving forward, that Second Amendment protects the right to keep and bear arms, which this is going to trigger, sedition and, Civil War. Well, it's going to be a part of what triggers the Civil War and then the rise of the people against another. But because the Edomites, their blessing is the sword. So-called white people, they love them guns, man. And you try to tell them they can't have them because of some gun control shit, then you asking for a problem. Especially in these times, this economy, it's about to go down. They got a new trailer out about Civil War in America. I ain't seen it yet, but I'm going to check it out probably when we close this video out. But this second Esdras 15, and it says, verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So this is a prophecy here, and the sword being the guns. People are going to be at each other's neck. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. Sedition is uprising, conduct, rebellion against authority. It says, in invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And this is a modern day king here, Biden, who many people are not regarding him. They have no respect for him and his policies and what he's pushing forth. So, the sword is definitely drawing near. And going back to these rights, man, Third Amendment prevents government from forcing homeowners to allow soldiers to use their home which I think they got an executive order that says, or it might not even be an executive order, it might be something else that got written, because they got all these things written down already. But in the event of a state of emergency or something like that, soldiers and police and military and all that, they can come in and use your properties, when they need to. It says before the Revolutionary War, laws gave British soldiers the right to take over private homes, because you don't own anything here, by the way. So if they needed something of yours, they can come get it, which goes to the Fourth Amendment, which really you're supposed to be securing your own private property. It says the Fourth Amendment bars the government from unreasonable search and seizure of an individual or their private property, which that's going to be, since we in the spirit of privacy, that's going to be 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. You ain't going to be securing your private property. They already got plans. I forgot those operations, Operation Goldberg or something like that. They already got the plan. When everything go down, they gonna come and snatch people out their houses and all kind of shit, man. This 2nd Esdras 16 and 70. It says, for there shall be in every, verse 68, 2nd Esdras 16:68, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. Remind me of Revelation 2:10. Some of you shall be thrown into prison, right, and tried 10 days. Be patient, and be faithful unto death. It says, verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. That's why they got the U.S. and broken down into 10 FEMA regions. It's already pre-planned of what they gonna do with this place, how they gonna break things up. They got the list, allegedly the red list, red, blue list, yellow list, the black. You know what I'm saying? Certain names, you see them, you take them on site and kill them. These people, you take them here, you re-educate them. These people, you know what I mean? We all on list. Verse 71, they should be like, and this the point, they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying them that fear the Lord. Or the next one, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. They gonna come and get you up out of here, man. So, that's, that prophecy alone comes against this Fourth Amendment, which again, all these gonna be done away with. That's why they pretty much getting us there now. And most people don't know them. So again, if you don't know your rights, you don't have any. So, why do people gotta, why do you think they have to, anyway, we all slaves, man. All these damn contracts and shit. You don't know what you're agreeing to with all these damn terms and conditions and sign this, sign that. Man, ain't nobody finna read all this shit, man. Got the Fifth Amendment, where you get that saying, I plead the Fifth. It says provide several protections for people accused of crimes. And real soon that day when the speakers are dragging, man, it ain't gonna be just process, a jury and all this and that. They gonna just put you down. Revelation 13, I'm gonna jump down to verse 15. And he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. All right, the image of the beast, man, Rome. And that modern day, idol of this modern day Rome is through this damn AI and technology, this science. This shit speaking, literally. You know what I'm saying? All this data and biometrics, that's what all this is going into. You being merged in with this shit. It says, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right, taken off. All right, that's why 2nd Esdras is the 2nd chapter. And it says, which was a vision of Ezra seeing Yahushua crowning the man that stood so stiffly, throughout all this shit, because someone was put to death, which that's in Revelation as well. I want to say the 6th chapter. But this is 2nd Esdras 2 and 46. No, it started at 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God, and now are they crowned and receive palms. Why does, why is there reward for confessing? Because there was a great persecution against them. It was great tribulation against those that confessed the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. They was unmovable. They didn't fold when the heat was on, when the pressure was on. When Esau came, when Esau come like a flood, they was rooted. They didn't move. See? Because he about to come. And all these rights, man, they ain't gonna be here. And people gonna be confused. They be like, man, how y'all doing this here in America, man? Y'all can't do this. You violate my rights. Sixth Amendment, which is a right to a speedy trial. All right, public trial, trial by an impartial jury, which is, I think that's what Young Thug got going. Well, he has a right to a trial by an impartial jury, which is a jury that don't know everything. They kind of got to be explained certain things. They can't be a bunch of people that everybody know. It's just got to be random people who are eligible to be on the jury. Seventh Amendment extends the right to a jury trial. Eighth Amendment, excessive bail and fines of cruel punishment. Ninth Amendment, listing specific rights in the Constitution does not mean that you do not have other rights, that other rights have not been spelled out. 10th Amendment says the federal government only has the power delegated in the Constitution. If it isn't listed, it belongs to the states or to the other people. So, and then also on this day, APA removes homosexuality from list of mental diseases, that's quite interesting because for a long time, homosexuality was looked at in the United States as a mental illness. Okay, but it looked like today that they're removing it. Let's see, 2022. Okay, it don't say. It's just on the title. On this day, APA removes homosexuality from list of mental illnesses. So that's interesting. So they saying this is normal. This is normal. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You in your right mind by having saggy boobs, but identifying as a he and they, bleeding once a month at the same time with a male name. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I got one more I'm gonna go ahead and bring out. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And I had another scripture I was thinking about ignorance, because pretty much people walking around in ignorance, and it's like you can't be ignorant. It's like you got the internet, man. Like we really walking around not knowing nothing. People really walking around here just oblivious to damn near everything except for social media trends and like really. This Acts 17 and 29. I'm gonna read this. Yeah, it says, "For as much then as we are the offspring of the Most High, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone, graven by art and man's device. And the times of this ignorance the Most High winked at, but now commandeth all men everywhere to repent, because he hath appointed a day in which he will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he hath ordained, whereof he hath given assurance unto all men, and that he have raised him from the dead." So the Most High, was kind of merciful on on Jake for their ignorance back then. But once the Lord came and, you know, raised up the disciples and Paul and the ministry started, it's like, okay, it's time to wake up out of sleep, you know. And that's what it is now. Like, you know, the apostles here, you know, GMS and the similar, you know, churches that teach the same doctrine all over the cities and the countries and all over the earth. The internet pushing all this truth out here. It's like, okay, ain't no more time for this ignorance, because the Most High, like it says here, he have appointed a day in which he would judge the world in righteousness, which reminds me of that video that GMS Get This Work uploaded of the girl who had that dream where the Lord came back and, you know, Judgment Day, and, you know, how stern and how terrifying that day was. So, you know, that's pretty much it, man. I think I went ahead and touched everything. Lord willing, it was edifying. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua once more. To the next one, I say shalom.